disturbs the Empress.
Round 1, fight!
Hello, E-Monkians! It's E-Monk here, and today we are going over Mileena's chestplate piece. Now, as far as following this tutorial, again, I have to splice these up very oddly and differently, so I'm sorry. But another problem I had was while I was converting this, my computer decided to update and it changed all of my settings, so there's an echo now with this recording. I tried to remove it, I couldn't remove it, so I'm sorry, but I hope it's not too annoying. Here we go. I resin casted the mold, so now we gotta wait 24 hours for that to be done. And I used the easy cast stuff. And I made sure to put it on a flat surface. And I used this to dye it. So, and there's also the spray that I sprayed on the mold to help release it. It's mold release conditioner. So, hopefully I'll let that cure it okay, and hopefully that was perfectly half and half, but so far it's a perfect resin. There's no bubbles or anything, so I'm curious to see what happens, because I tapped it on the sides and it just naturally, all the bubbles disappeared. So hopefully it stays that way. Okay, I don't know if y'all can see this very well on this camera, but I put 4 different pieces, tried to put it all on this foam I had left over. But here's one piece, this is the front piece, and then the second front piece is right here. And then the back piece, and the other back piece. So just cut it all out, do about 4 cuts, and you can get a decent edge. If you don't get a decent edge, we can go back with the Dremel, so it's okay. Hey, sorry if I look absolutely horrible, but I got it done. You can't really see it back there. I'll put it on the mute, you can't see, I can see it. I heat form, got dizzy. After cutting out all the pieces, concrete glued them, same method as always. And then I put it on my mannequin and I used a heat gun and put the pressure on like high heat. But I didn't do it for too long because I didn't want it to, you know, melt the foam or anything. Just good enough to where I can help shape it and bend it to the mannequin. And this is the results. Look at it, that's where the gem will go. I mean, I think that's a big enough spot. I took off the loop because I'm going to wait till I put the gem in there and go about that. There's the shoulders looking so nice. And it'll lay nice and flat on my costume when I do the Velcro pieces on it. Or the metal snaps. I'm not sure how I'm going to do the back yet. And then there's the back. So now I'm going to use regular foam paper, the craft foam down there. And I'm going to add the bone looking texture that she has. I'm going to go ahead and add that right here where it comes to a point, right there, and I'm trying to remember, oh, the other one's right here, and do it on these sides. And I believe there's only one on the back, it's just right here where those points are. And then there's a little arrow piece, that's why there's a little cut right there. I'm going to go ahead and cut out the arrow because it does a little tiny point right there. So I'm going to cut out the arrow bone piece, and I'm also doing that out of craft foam too. That way it sticks out, so it's not so, you know, that way it's prominent because that's the way it is on hers. And I can't put the jewel in as of yet until it finishes curing, which ain't for another 4 hours. So I'll be going to bed instead after I put these on, but I'm using concrete glue after I cut it out. I'm going to be using my templates I got down here. Cut it out, and then concrete glue it on. And then it'll be done, mostly. Yay! Okay, here is the piece. I added all the craft foam details, using concrete glue again. There's supposed to be craft foam right here, but I'm waiting until we put the jewel in and then to put it around it to kind of secure it in there. But yeah, that's basically it. I figured I'd show you all the template for the shoulder piece. Aluminum foil and duct tape once again. And what I did is I just spread it all across, all the way into the back, a whole sheet of aluminum foil, and then I drew the template on with Sharpie. You can see the silver Sharpie after I taped it up, and then yeah, I just cut all the pieces out that need cut it out. These right here are bone pieces. That's a screw up, that's why the X is there. This is just so I can line it up at the top, so that's really nothing, but that's where I'm going to end up putting the seam probably. And then here's the back, and it'll lead straight into the corset. So yeah. And I only did one side because we can flip it over and trace it onto the EVA foam on the opposite side. So yeah, this is what we got. And the hole in the chest right here is for that gem. I'm gonna make it bigger, like not the hole bigger, but make the hole a little smaller. That way, whenever the gem does finish, I can just cut it a little more on the inside, because I can always take away, and I'd hate to have to remake a whole new piece just because of that. I mean, I thought about possibly just disregarding this piece in general and cut it separate, but I'm trying to make as less seams as possible so that way it's not that weak. So yeah, and I want a seam here because it needs to bubble up, and it looks really, really nice. So yeah, now we're going to trace on EVA foam and cut it out. So yeah, and we're going to cut this right here, that way the back's separate from the front. Alright, I got my mannequin here. You can do this on yourself. Just, when it comes to the heat gun, don't do this while on yourself. Just hit it like we did with the knee pieces and the shoe pieces with the heat gun, and then put it on yourself to form the shape after it's cool enough. You don't want to burn yourself. You do it while it's on you, it's going to get real hot and it's going to burn. So try to find something like this or external. This is a duct tape mannequin. If you need a tutorial on that, go to Aries Cat Tutorial. I'll link it in the description if you need it. And we show you how we made our mannequins. Alright, we're going to blast this with the heat gun to try to form it. We need to just watch out for the hot glue areas and the resin cast, not really too much. Just, I don't want it to bubble or anything because of the heat. Alright, let's go. We're also wanting to seal it too, so this is also how we're doing this. I really want to concentrate on the shoulders because that's where it's going to be the worst. Because I need it to bend really good right there. You might see the fabric paint bubble up a little. That is perfectly okay. Just don't touch it. You don't want to ruin it. Alright, I was able to touch the back a little. But we're going to gently turn this and get the back. Because the back is going to stand straight up until we can put it to our monopinion. You don't want to do it too much. Once over the shoulders, because like I said, that's where we're going to need the most. That should be perfectly good because it's starting to get flimsy. Alright, like I said, be careful, try not to touch any glue. And we're going to hold the back like this. Like I said, you want to hold it, try to get a really good form. And the shoulders should fellow out naturally. We'll have to bend this one a little. See, like I said, it's not going to sit completely flat until we get something to hold it down there, but that's okay, that's perfectly fine. Don't touch the hot glue, but pinch. This shoulder's actually pretty good. And see if that gets it to bend that way. And that's how it looks. See how this one's sitting up and out. You want them to look even. That's about where you want to get with this. Because it does sit up and out on her shoulders, but you want it to sit up and out properly. I'll move y'all to where you can see it in a different way, like the way I'm looking at it, which is straight at it. For this part, the shoulders is your main priority. This this is where it should sit. My mannequin's a little lopsided, so bear that in mind. There we go. That looks really good. Okay, I'm going to show y'all what I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking at. You see how they're on even planes going straight across? I know it looks a little lopsided because of the way she's sitting, but I mean, as far as the curvature, like, I can keep going and do this. Now, do the other side. See? It does the same. That means they're even. That's how I test it. Of course, you know, there's different methods, and I could technically put a pin in it back here, hold it down, and it will eventually start holding its shape, because the only thing that didn't hold its shape properly is the back. This right here. It's flat up. But once we attach it, it'll sit like that, and it'll bring this up and out. This up and out. Which is the way we want it to look like that at back. That is exactly how we want it to look. Give this plenty of room, and that's exactly how we want it to be. So yeah, that's how you do the shoulders. And I don't need to mark this because obviously I only have one set of shoulders. So I don't see that changing. But yeah, there it is. Now I'm going to go mark left and right on the shoes. And I'll get back. Okay, now we're going to add a pair of scissors that comes apart like this. And I don't have a burning tool like a lot of people do, or a hot knife, or... No, I just got scissors. So what we're going to do, you're going to be very careful because this can be very sharp. And just scrape it along. I'll bring it closer so you can see. Come on. I don't know how well y'all can see that, but it's going to show up later. And we're just making random scratches and marks really deep in whatever direction. I don't think my camera's picking it up that well, but we're basically just weathering it all. I already weathered all of the pieces and marked them. So the next thing to do after that is to put plastic dip on it.
Mileena wins. Fatality.